Hello and welcome to this video. Today we'll look at the unique constraint. So unique constraint basically you can apply it to one field or a group of fields. Now basically it tells you the rule is that that particular column or group of column, the data should be unique. That means it cannot be repeated. Okay. So let's test this with an example. So let's first drop our table that we created previously. So this is a create table, right? Now, if you want to Okay, so if you want to apply unique constraint here, the simple way to do here is, let's say, here I'm going to say constraint. You need to give a name, unique underscore. Let's say I want to apply a unique constraint on the email. So my email should be unique. So I'll say constraint of email. This is the name of that constraint. This is the constraint name and where you want to apply the constraint. All right. So that's it. Now we can create this. The table is created. Now let's add data to this table. Insert into customer, cust ID, cust name, cust email, cust gender, values. So let's say customer ID is 1, cust name is John. Email would be john@gmail.com. And gender is male. Okay, so this is one record. So now let's look at the rules. The customer ID is not null, customer name is not null. So we are good with the not null constraints. Now we added a constant called unique constraint, so which means that customer email ID should be unique. All right, so this is the first record that we are inserting, so this should not be a problem. So the record is inserted. Now let's look at the customer table. If you look at the customers table, you will see that there is only one record, which is John. Okay, so this is fine. Now let's try to insert the same data again, execute it. Now let's go back to the constant, right? So customer ID and customer not null, so that is valid. But your constant, unique constant says that customer email should be unique. But we already have John here, right? We are trying to insert John again. Then what will happen? Let's see. See, there is an error. So let's read this error. It says unique constraint is violated. Customer, this is a constraint name, right? So this constraint is violated because you're trying to insert the same data again. Okay, so let's change this to John 1. And if you execute it, now it will get inserted. So if you go back and check, you will see that the value is there, right? Now, one another thing is that this unique constant, the specialty is that these values, right? These values should be unique, but you can still update or you can still add null. So if you go ahead and execute this, you can see that another row is inserted and that you have it null. So these are like different concepts. Sorry, these are the different values here. So that is the basic concept of unique constant. Now you can also, similar to other constant that you're going to see, you can apply this constant not just one column, but you can apply it for multiple columns. So let me just drop this table and recreate it. So we have seen how unique constant can be done for one column, right? So let's say we will do this constraint for another column as well. So combination of columns. So let's say customer ID and name. So I'm going to say this combination of customer name and email should be unique. Okay, so let's create the table. Table is created. Let's execute this. So this, let's say email, right? So let me put john@gmail.com. Now here, what we are saying is this combination name and email. This combination should be unique. So there cannot be same John and john@gmail.com multiple times. So let's execute this first record. No problem. We have this done. Cool. Try to insert this again. See, you have this problem. It says unique constant is violated because you're trying to insert the same value. So you need to have this value changed or this value. So let me call this as Johnson. So if I'm going to insert this. So now what is happening is, right, the data is inserted and if you query this, you see that email ID is same, but the names are same. So this combination is different, right? Because you are saying customer name and email ID. So this combination is different. This combination is different. Now let's do like a John. And instead of John at the email, we'll say Johnson, right? So this will also work. So if you execute this and select the data, you'll see that you have John already there, but this combination you don't see. John and Johnson combination you will not see here, right? So that's the concept of unique key, right? So you basically need a this constraint basically tells you that the values should be unique. That's all it does. All right. So that is all we have in this session. I'll see you guys in my next class.